back to Stitchocalypse. This is episode, I think. I am Brittany Jinx and I'm your host and crafting extraordinaire. Welcome to the first holiday themed episode. We made it. We made it to Christmas. So, I'm excited because look at this tree. And it's not even done yet. You guys don't even know. My mother-in-law's trees are insane. Like, putting Macy's to shame. It's true. It's true. So, all right. I don't think I've ever been that enthusiastic before. I think the cat's out of the bag. I really like the holidays. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. I love getting a chance to talk to you every other week about, and if you're new here, thanks for checking me out. I hope you find something that you like. If not, you can move on and no one will be none the wiser and I won't hold it against you. So, okay. You can find me at BABBLE Jinx, almost forgot. BABBLE Jinx, and that'll be on the screen somewhere around here. And that'll be for Instagram. And then you can also find my yarn shop at BABBLE Yarn Co. on Instagram, as well as babbleyarnco.etsy.com. All right? So that's where you can find me. Oh, and Stitchocalypse.com, which is where I post finished photos and slight pattern reviews of the things that I make. All right? So let's get into it. A couple of things I should have mentioned before we really get into it. My father-in-law is using the blower outside. So if you can hear that, there's nothing I can do, because if he comes inside while I'm filming and I wait till he's done, then I'll just be embarrassed and I will not get this done. And then BC is, complaining as usual. I have been doing some sewing. Surprise, surprise. I'm currently working on Butterick's B6285. This is a Gertie wrap top. And I'm probably gonna end up inserting that here, so that'll be easier for you to see than that whatever blew out. Okay, I'm using this fabric here. It's a really pretty, it's not a jersey, I think it's like a lycra, I think it's a off-brand lycra, because lycra is, or is it lyocell that is trademarked? No one cares, I know. Okay, but it's got sparkle, it's the holidays, and I really love this top because I'm still breastfeeding, as you can see with my horrible nursing bra that's still there, poking out any way it can. So, almost done with this, very excited. And hopefully in the next episode, I'll be wearing it. I wanted to add another little segment to sewing because I hardly ever have anything to say about it because I'm never sewing anymore. But I am so looking forward to this new pattern. Maybe it'll be right here, maybe it won't. By Gertie, surprise, surprise. So she is releasing a super cute jumper, like a onesie. Super rockabilly. I probably know the real word for it, but I don't speak in human anymore. And that's right up my alley because it's pants and shirt and also everything all in one. So I don't really have to think about it anymore. So that's that for sewing. Just a little something I'm looking forward to, a little something I'm working on. Knitting. Finished object. I recently finished the Newling cap by Caitlin Hunter of Boylan Knitworks. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have already seen it. I put it on my little one for our trip to Truckee. Yeah, so it already has some wear in it, in the snow. I used Madeline Tosh DK, and I don't recall the colorway and I cannot find the label. So handy dandy screen is gonna tell you right now. So I used a tubular cast on, and I actually used, I don't know if that's gonna focus. Anyhow, I used Andrea Mowry's tutorial on that, and it was very straightforward and easy. She's a great teacher. So my Newling cap and my only FO. So there's that. Moving on to my whips. I have my Betty and Judy Lodge sweater. And again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll have already seen my progress, but it's a little further along than I last updated. So I have the yoke complete. And one sleeve. Oh my god, like, oh, it's gonna blow out, but oh my gosh, look at that sleeve. And some of you are probably just cringing at the tension. I know. Cringing at the tension across the yoke. So I did use stranded colorwork method versus Intarsia. I've still not used Intarsia before, but Amy did suggest using stranded colorwork to create a like a sturdier yoke. And so I did end up doing that, and it was quite the learning process. I'm not gonna go too far into it because I don't remember how much I gushed about this in the last episode, but I have completed obviously the body and the first sleeve, and I'm working on the sleeve cap of the next sleeve, and then it'll be the collar and button, and I'll be finished. And I'll have my holiday sweater. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I used a tubular bind off on both the body and the sleeve. The pattern does call for a twisted bind off, twisted rib bind off. I don't know what that meant, and I wasn't really seeing anything on YouTube, so it was probably just that I was still supposed to knit through the back loop as I bound off loosely, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I like the twisted, or I like the I like the tubular bind off in cast on. I think that'll pretty much be my go-to because it just looks so professional and it's so seamless. And I so far haven't had an issue with it flaring out at any point on waist or sleeve. So there's that. And I'm knitting this, as I said last week, I am knitting this in Swish DK, Swish worsted, and that's a Knit Picks yarn, 100% superwash merino. And so I'm enjoying it. It's a nice, fun knit. I'm almost done. The bag that it lives in is by A Needle Runs Through It. I got this at Lambtown Sheep and Wool Festival in Dixon in October. Next, I'm still working on my What the Fade by Andrea Mowry. You guys are gonna be like, get this freaking shawl out of my face. I don't wanna look at it anymore. Trust me, I'm getting to that point as well. And I keep forgetting to move my progress keeper after I film an episode. But I want to say I've almost finished it, but then I realized how many more colors I have to fade into the garter, and I'm not almost finished with this. I am hoping to be near to done by Christmas so I can wear this in Missouri because it's going to be cold as heck. Not really sure if I feel like swearing on this podcast just yet. Let's be honest though, I do swear. I'm just trying to be polite. One must have a sense of propriety. I'm just trying to have a sense of propriety, you know? Okay, so I still have to fade in, I'm gonna have to fade in, I keep forgetting the name of this color. And like I wrote it down. Oh, I wrote it down. Pinky Swear. So this one here in this spot here is Pinky Swear. So when I am done with Unicorn Name Generator, which is Madeline Tosh Prairie. And then I will start to fade in Pinky Swear from Hedgehog Fibers. And then from Pinky Swear, I need to do Harajuku. And when you've got, I don't even know how many stitches are on my needles anymore, but I'm gonna say it takes me a good, like, 10 minutes to get one row on this puppy. So this is definitely slowed down a lot. But you know, it's doing what I can. I have been doing some gift knitting, so the only thing that's been getting my attention outside of gift knitting is my Betty and Judy Lodge sweater because it's seasonal, so I feel like it needs to be a priority. So there's that. I'm using, again, my Addy Turbos. These are Addy Turbos in a size 3 on a 40-inch cable. The last work in progress I have to share are my Oh Hello socks by Deb Buckingham. I say socks, it's still a single sock. These I am knitting for my husband and out of Tosh sock in the Daenerys colorway. It's like so cool. I love this color. So obviously I have turned the heel and I'm working on the instep. It's a little slow going. These haven't been a priority, although they should be because they're not for me. I'm using my Addy Flexi Flips in a size 1.5. Yeah, and so far I like them well enough. I don't know that I like them any more or less than working with circular needles, but they've definitely been interesting to use. I would never ever like do a pair of colorwork mitts with these. I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. So socks, only for socks they shall be. So not too much to write home about, but something that I did work on this week. So I'm trying to contain any works in progress to just things that I have touched in the last week since we spoke last. Otherwise you would constantly see unworked on projects. That's it, those are my works in progress, that's my knitting. I do want to share a couple of I would like to knits because I have, you know, a long queue and some things have been coming out that I really, really like, and I'm wondering maybe you've liked them too. Have you started any of these? Have you already knit any of these things? Because I would really like to know and see your project. First up on my list of would like to knits are basically everything in issue 27 of Pom Pom. I don't know if you've seen the cover, seen inside. It's gorgeous. It's so, so beautiful. I thought the last issue was crazy beautiful. This one is like, this is like me. Obviously, the cover sweater is so beautiful. They called it The Nightingale by Nora Gahan. I'm probably butchering her name. I hope it's okay I show this, I won't show the pattern. And the idea behind all of the sweaters and all of the projects submitted was a strong, like modern warrior. So there's a lot of romantic aspects to these designs, but they all have some sort of like warrior motif or like a nod to a female warrior, and I really thought that was super cool. I eat that kind of stuff up. So the Nightingale is really neat. It's kind of, I would say, almost a strong shoulder sort of silhouette. There's a lot going on up here to create a very like powerful feeling up at the shoulders. So because I've talked about before how I already have a lot going on up top, that knit might not necessarily be something for me, but I definitely love it and would love to knit it. Something I definitely am going to be knitting is going to be the Caitlin Hunter piece that was in this issue called Willowood. Yeah, Willowood. Hopefully I'm putting pictures of everything right here for you to see. This I'm obsessed with. It's cropped, it's flowing, it's got these really great, beautiful statement sleeves. I'm super big on statement sleeves, you know, the poof I enjoy. And this one's really beautiful with this really simple color work through here. It almost looks like armor, not scales, what is it called? But just like pieces of plate mail throughout the collar, and then down on the sleeve there is that as well, and I'm just obsessed with it. It calls for wool folk, which is super out of my price range right now, and I don't necessarily want to knit it with knit picks. Nothing wrong with knit picks, but you know, sometimes you want something a little specialer, and I would really love to knit it out of Quince & Co. And the Osmunda, which is also from issue 27. Also, if I had a girl baby ever, I would name her Osmunda, because that is a really great name. Osmunda. And again, strong statement sleeves on this one here. And the gray, actually, I really like. I don't tend to go for lighter colors. I usually do either like bright or dark, like black or charcoal gray. The light gray is a little closer to white, which I don't tend to gravitate towards, but I really do like this like wispy feeling that it gives, but it's still anchored by the stronger elements of the piece, like those baubles or whatever that is on the sleeves, and just, again, the feeling of armor. I really, really am digging that. Another thing that I've talked about before, and I posted it on Instagram, I want to knit the Oracle Shawl by Wool & Vine. I've never knit a circular shawl before. I'm still working on my first shawl, for heaven's sake. But I really like the Oracle Shawl. I like the circle. I like the lace work with the brioche mixed in. And I just think it'll be a really fun one to knit. So I'm still looking for the perfect color combination for that one there. So those are my I would love to knit. Tell me if you've knit any of them. Would you like to knit any of these if you haven't already? Or what's on your to knit list? Right? It's like Christmas. To knit list. Let me know what's on it. So a little bit of personal. I did go to Truckee for Thanksgiving weekend. My sister-in-law and her husband were kind enough to include us in their festivities up there. And so we all journeyed up and hunkered down. There was snow. It was raining on the way up, but it didn't, I don't think it really snowed while we were there, and it was nice and sunny, but there was still snow on the ground, and it was really fun. So we did that, and that was super cozy. And lastly, I've been reading, just regular real people reading, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. It's such a great book. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. This is actually the second time that I'm going through on this one, and spooky reads are for any time of the year. I wanted to just do a quick little show and tell. So I've been dyeing yarn. So this one here is called Beguiled, and it's a puce, kind of like purpley brown, fades into natural. And then a little logo that I whipped up. It's probably gonna blow out. This one's called Maiden of Avalon. This like a silvery mauve, like tonal. It's semi-solid, so cool. I have it on BFL, and I'm trying not to take it out of the shop and make a pair of socks with it. And then for holiday's sake, this one's called Grandma's House. This is on my Luna sock base, which is 100%. That's happening again. Okay, I'm gonna cut the showing of yarn short because the blower is back on and it's quite loud. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the next 2 weeks, and hopefully I'll have either a new shirt to wear and show you, or a new sweater. More ideally, I'll have my Betty and Judy Lodge sweater done. So again, thank you for sitting through this. Thank you for sharing this time with me today, and I'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.